Hey, this is Psychic Haley Rose, and we're going live today. I have cards. We're gonna do some readings. I've been MIA for like a month or so, but I'm back. I'm feeling better, and I hope everyone is doing really well and got refreshed from that eclipse energy. I feel like so just like new after the eclipse. I don't know if anyone else felt the energy shift. I'm sure you did, but it was pretty heavy leading up to it. But I'm feeling really awesome right now. I'm gonna do some general readings for everybody today based on the energy I'm getting, and gonna be using some card decks. It's a live feed, but if you're seeing this later on, the reading does still apply to you. It's kind of like meant for who sees it. Lori, hi. Hey everyone, I miss you so much. I'm so glad to be back on. So I'm getting some really interesting things already from the cards. You know, I took a... Okay, we're reconnected. Had to move my location. Hold on, let me just prop up my phone. Okay. So, I don't know if you heard anything I said, but I was doing some like sneak peeks of the cards, trying to get a feel for what kind of reading we have or what kind of energy. Are you still there? Everybody there? Okay, great. And I'm getting a lot of messages about being authentic in relationships, which means that we're not being authentic, or some of us are not being authentic in our relationships, and that's not necessarily referencing you and your, you know, how you're treating your partner. It could be, but I think there's a lot of self-deception is what it was, you know, pointing out. Let me just grab my cards and we will get this going. So the messages I'm getting are a few things. I love these cards. They're called Ask the Queens. I love like royalty stuff. I do. My initials are HRH, so I'm just like, I've always been kind of drawn to that. Brianna, hi. Anna, hi. Everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad to have you back. And I feel like everybody is kind of like at peace, feeling refreshed from that eclipse energy. It was really good. It really shifted things because there was a lot of like heavy energy being dredged up by all these retrogrades we have going on. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for these cards for everyone. Well, first I'm getting this one, which I pulled like a few weeks ago, which was don't marry a man who's in love with another man. I can't find it now, but I pulled that one first. So, and then I pulled this one, don't mess around on the king. So I think we have a few things going on here. So are some of you kind of dealing with relationships where someone doesn't have time for you, someone isn't making you a priority or making you feel very special? You definitely need to think about that. It could be a friendship. It's not necessarily a romantic relationship. But then I'm also getting don't mess around on the king, which means that you may be not being fair in a relationship. You might be being dishonest with somebody, or maybe leading somebody on. We have a delay going on here. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. So I think that there's a lot of authenticity things going on here. You have to like really do some soul searching. Hey Terry. I'm so glad you're here. So I think like, okay, good. Everyone's still here. We're still live. Okay. So I feel like what the message is for a few people here today is that we're not in maybe relationships that suit us. We're not being truthful with ourselves about what we're doing and who we're with. So let's see, what other messages do we have? Thanks, Brianna. A hummingbird just flew by too, so hopefully he'll fly by again. Okay. To keep your head, quit while you're ahead. This is referencing probably a queen who got beheaded at some point. Jessica, hi. How are you? So, some of us maybe have to let go of... Thank you, Terry. Some of us maybe have to let go of these relationships. Or a relationship. Or a friendship that's not working for us right now. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining us. It's hard to let go of a relationship or a friendship, especially if you've been with the person or been in it for a while. But it's sometimes so necessary. Carla! Hi, Carla! And, I feel like the intention I set for this was that the people who joined, the messages are universal for all of us in this Facebook Live, even later on, if, you don't catch it live. So the messages that are coming through pretty strongly are relationships that aren't right for us, and being in the wrong relationship and kind of like keeping it going. But a lot of that has to do with what we're telling ourselves about the relationship. So there's a lot of self-deception. I feel, though, for most of us in this room or in this Facebook Live, that you're aware of this. You know what I'm talking about. You know what situation I'm talking about. But I also feel like you're looking at it from like a really peaceful, like clear mind. You're not like overly emotional about it. You're able to kind of like make plans and figure out, what you're going to do about it. So I think you will be able to work this out or walk away peacefully. Let's see what other messages. Okay. Once a rat, always a rat. Will this person change? No, probably not. Will they be better for the next person that they're with if you do walk away from them? Or this friend, will they be nicer to their other friends in the future? No, they will not. I don't really see that with this type of personality. Somebody who's a energy vampire or just an unkind person, they don't actively change. I mean, like, maybe you're thinking like if it was you and like you're going to change in the future and you're going to grow and you're going to be different and you're going to be better in your next relationship, you change. So you're thinking of it from like your perspective, because we naturally tend to think of other people as, acting and thinking as we do or how we would react. So they're not like you. I feel like the people that we're being kind of guided to let go of in this reading are not really, like-minded individuals like yourself, where they're into spirituality, where they want to grow, where they want to change. They maybe are more stuck in a rut. They're not bad people. Maybe some of them are, but it's more like they're stuck people because of their own limitations, because of their own dramas and maybe abuse that they've suffered in their life, and they've just, have the victim mentality. And I feel for the most part, there's a lot of self-hatred and pain that's keeping them stuck. But it's almost like, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting like somebody like kind of in the house with like the blinds drawn and like sitting in the dark. Like they just don't want to like do things differently. They just want to like stay stuck. So, do you want to stay stuck with them? That is the question. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Is everyone still there? I pulled the same card. Once they're at, always are at. So, no, they're not going to like grow up and change and be like wonderful once you walk away from the friendship or relationship. They're going to be the same, maybe even worse. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So I think that's echoing what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they're not suddenly going to be like motivated and healthy and doing great things. Hi, Dawn. Hi, everyone that just joined. We're doing a reading for everybody in the room. It's kind of like a general thing, but you're meant to be here. It's meant for you. Whether you are live with me or coming to this later, there's messages for you. So no, don't have that fear where you're holding on to the person or the friendship because you think, they're going to get better or they're going to be better for the next person, because I've yet to see that happen. And I mean, I read a lot of people and I've met a lot of people with the victim mentalities, and that's like their badge. Like, if you're dealing with somebody with a victim mentality, see, the thing is, like, the more spiritual that you get, the less you identify with like a personality or like your identity. You kind of see the oneness, and like I noticed, like, when I became more spiritual, I don't even like to celebrate holidays anymore because I see it as like, not that I'm judging or think it's trivial, but it's just like, I don't know, I just don't care about it anymore, I used to maybe be more into it, but like every day is just to be appreciated. So anyway, when you get someone with like a victim mentality, they are like totally the opposite of someone with a spiritual mentality, or somebody who's more enlightened or on the path that you're on. And they cling to that. That's their identity. Like, this happened to me, and oh, when I was a kid, that happened to me. And you know what I mean? That's like who they are. So they just repeat that victimhood story over and over and over again because that's who they are. They're also very judgmental people too. And they will be judgmental and cruel to you. And their judgment is like a divisive tactic. So they feel better about themselves. So they judge you and like say you're doing good or something. Like, oh, well, you're not doing that good, like, whatever, I could do better if I wanted to. It's just a way of justifying staying where they are. They put everything down, whether it's good or bad, what you're doing, just so you doing well for yourself doesn't kind of awaken and challenge them. So it feels like they're attacking you, but it's really so they could self-preserve and justify staying where they are in their own way. It's not an attack. It feels like an attack because it's about you, but it's really just some like mind trick to convince themselves to stay and don't grow and don't change and repeat your victim story over and over and over again for all eternity. So a friend is hard to let go. Is the friend causing more drama and pain though? I mean, is it really a friend? Or is it something that feels comfortable and familiar, Lori? So I opened these other cards just now. I thought they were really cute. They're called Witchlings. Does anybody have these? Yes, a projection, yes. And so I pulled this one, Vitality. Can you see it? Vitality is the beaming force that gives energy and vigor to life. So, I mean, I feel like this is kind of going with what we're just talking about. Like, Lori mentioned, the friend. And I've definitely had, those friends before myself. And when you kind of let go of it, you will feel a burst of energy because there's something very, reading this around you, Lori, and just like the energy of this, I feel like there's something very life force sucking. I mean, I can't think of a better word right now, but it's like, I feel like a sucking of like energy, You got a little energy vampire there, I think, you know? Brianna, yes, that's true. But a lot of times when the universe wants to clear something out and, you don't do it yourself, it's done in a quite dramatic and sometimes just bad fashion. Like, could even get like violent, or like something, drastic could happen. Um, like like an accident or a really bad fight. I mean, I know like from personal experience, when I'm not following my path and not listening, I've had some pretty bad stuff happen to get me on that path. So it's really better to just try to do it on your own, but we're not always strong enough to do that. So sometimes I guess we have to leave it up to the universe, but it can drag on. Um, I know, like, I've had accidents, I've had, stuff like that happen to get me on a different path. But accidents and illnesses are always the universe redirecting you to something better, which you would never know it at the time because of how horrible an accident or a car accident or an illness is. But it's always like, a redirection, or stopping you, or maybe even stopping you from something worse happening. All right, let's see. Yeah, Laurie, we do have a lot in common. Prosperity. Okay, I'm pulling prosperity. Know that you deserve all things wondrous and believe you can have them. Okay, so we have some doubts, huh? Everybody, are you thinking you don't deserve to have what you want or what you really like resonate with? You're feeling unworthy. This, of course, isn't true. You are definitely worthy, but your negative programming and, things that you went through in your youth and just lifetime and negative people you've encountered have made you feel like, who do you think you are wanting that or doing that? So whose voice is really, trying to make you, whose voice is in your head saying you're unworthy? It's probably not yours. And it's probably like a lot of times it's a fear of others' voices, like, oh, I want to do this, but what is this person going to say when they find out? Oh my God, they're going to like be like so like not supportive, stuff like that. So don't be afraid to go for what you really are wanting and feeling. We have wellness. A healthy body and mind and spirit thrive with a constant flow of balanced energy. So I do feel like those of you who have joined us today are really getting there, are really in a balanced place, or being more consistent, getting to this healthy place and peaceful place. Does anybody have any questions? I could do a few like individual readings, and then I'm gonna go for a bit. Does anybody have anything they want to know? And right now at my site, magicalpsychics.com, we're doing 10 minutes for $9.99 with any of the magical psychics. Please check it out. I'm on there too. I always give away free minutes. Everyone gives away free minutes. So you will get some free minutes just for calling and, with your first call. Tracy, let's see. Well, it looks like, Tracy, your focus is a little bit off. you know what you have to do, or you have to do things differently and get out of your comfort zone, but you're not wanting to do it. You're like telling yourself, no, no, the way I'm doing things is fine. Like, I don't have to change. I don't have to try things differently. You aren't wanting to get out of your comfort zone. Samantha, let's see. Samantha, I feel like you're not comfortable with this because you're not used to it being all about you, or somebody maybe paying this much attention to you. You might be used to a more selfish type person, or somebody who's more self-centered. So it looks like you need to kind of like use your intuition and take it one step at a time, and maybe like trust and enjoy how things are going. And if you feel like it's all about you, maybe try to do stuff for this other person and give back. I feel like it's maybe a lot of people who are spiritual or nice people have trouble receiving gifts, or receiving, just attention. So I feel like you're having trouble receiving. You're more of a giver. So you need to like be comfortable and think about, like, you like doing stuff for other people. You like giving people gifts. It makes you feel good. So let somebody else feel good doing stuff for you, Let's see. And let's look at Lynn, and then I'm going to do a general thing and close this. Lynn, should I say in real estate or do the wine business? I think you need to do both. It's going to be a lot of work at the same time, but you need to kind of segue into the other one and hold on to real estate while you're making that change. I feel like it's a very possible and worthy thing. Like, it looks like you can definitely make this happen, but I think you have to, have one foot in each for a bit until the wine really starts to pick up. It looks like you might even be able to do both, or use your real estate to help with the wine business, or maybe it's, the locations, or maybe even working in real estate in that area. So don't give up one for the other just yet. You might actually be using both of them. Hey Desiree, how's it going? Let's see, Samantha, you're welcome. No, Samantha, you're not the problem. No. This is like you having issues, kind of allowing somebody to do stuff for you or be kind to you, You're used to maybe somebody who's more of a narcissist. But if it's making you uncomfortable, then yes, you should probably consider walking away. But I feel like it's more coming from within and your own issues with accepting, and I feel like the person's nice. Like, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with this person. Thank you, Lynn. Let's see. All right, so we're going to do like some more general stuff for everybody, and then I'm going to close it. But I'm so glad we did this Facebook Live. I've missed all of you, and it's really good energy in the live today, as usual. I feel like everyone's on a good path with the eclipse, but I feel like based on like the cards I was getting, that there's a few things that you need to do or clear out, and you're not doing it. And that's not always easy, but awareness is the first step to making a change. So being aware of it is very good. You're aware of it. You know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. It could be more than one person. That you need to kind of make some adjustments with. Friends, Could be family and even a lover, all of the above. Thanks, yes, thank you. I'm glad I'm back too. Let's see, let's do an abundance reading, like money flow blocks, like what's going on, what you need to do with your money and your work. Let's see, what's the message for everybody? Oh, I think we have a theme. Okay, so we have deservingness is what I pulled. So we're having some deservingness issues, which came up, when I was doing this other reading just now. So you do have dreams, you have aspirations, and more importantly, you have the knowledge and the motivation to make these things happen. You have a really good plan, you have really good visions and ideas, but what's getting in your way is, oh, well, why should I get this? Why do I deserve this? The card says, you are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. So, don't let other people's poverty mentalities get you, away from going for what you want. Do you understand what I mean? Like, don't let somebody else discourage you. And often, like the victimhood thing we talked about earlier, people cling to what's comfortable even if it's not making them happy. So don't let someone else kind of discourage you just because they're miserable and not in a great place in their life. Don't let that keep you from going for what you want. Okay, everybody, let's pull one more card from this really pretty deck. Botanical Inspirations. It's a really positive deck, so let's see what message it has for us today. It's like really, really positive and uplifting. Let's go with a positive and uplifting message. Okay, so I pulled this one. It is clematis. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's a flower. Intelligence and mental beauty. Wisdom is the abstract of the past, but beauty is the promise of the future. Again, it's going along with what we are talking about. I just love, how the universe works like this. So, use that knowledge of the past. The negativity, it's like making lemons into lemonade. Take that negativity and use it so you can avoid doing the same thing in the future. Use it, for whatever practice you're doing. Like if you're, a coach or you're doing spiritual work, you can use that to help your clients or even your friends. You don't have to be doing this for work, but your experiences happen to you for a reason, and bad experiences are just totally wasted if you don't use them to help another person or to be there for another person going through the same thing. And it's definitely bad if you repeat the same thing. But I think this also applies to what we were talking about the workflow blockages, where you need to take what from the past and use that to create your promising future, and don't let the fears or the negativity stand in your way or keep you from reaching for your goal. Let's see, what else does this one say? Alright, so this flower is known for its climbing habit, gently making its way up and over arbors and trellises, lending a lofty beauty to the garden. So this flower climbs things. So this flower is able to get over any obstacle and is strong and resilient. You need to be like this flower and just keep moving forward. You can do it. You've done it before. You know, think about all the other stuff you've gotten past and accomplished and the really hard lessons that you've survived. You can keep going, and you can certainly find the self-worth to, you know, go forward with your dreams and your path. I mean, the people that are kind of detracting you, or, you know, the negativity from them that could be psyching you out. That's all it's doing. It's psyching you out. And in 10 years, they'll probably be doing exactly what they're doing now. I mean, they're just kind of there to, they're like being speed bumps. They're trying to slow you down on your path because they don't want you zooming ahead of them. And it's not personal. It's just because, like, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to move, you know? And the better you do, the worse they feel about themselves, because they're struggling inside with themselves. They know they should be doing something different. They know they should be growing and changing, and they're not. So don't let their dream, you know, their nightmare, their reality get in the way of your dream. Let's see. So this is saying, expand your mind with new experiences and your spirits will soar to new heights. So true. You know, it's when you do positive things, you feel positive. So you need to just follow your intuition, and you know the path you're supposed to be on, and you know the people that you kind of have to, like a garden, you kind of have to prune them out of your garden, or at least kind of distance yourself, maybe transplant them to another area of the yard if you're not ready to let go completely. But you know what you have to do. Hi Veronica, thank you. Oh, Brianna, good luck. You will do great. So those of you who just joined, we did a general reading for everybody during the live, and I'm going to close it for now, but please replay it. The messages are for you. The intention was for everyone who came into the live, you know, for the spirit to talk to them, for it to be pertinent to them. So if you're just joining, you can rewatch this and still get your messages. Thank you everybody so much. I love you all. I'm so happy to see you, and let's do this again soon. I'm sorry I was gone for like a month, but I'm really glad to be back, and I am sending love, light, blessings, and abundance, health, wealth, happiness to you and your friends and your family. I love you. Bye everybody. Talk to you soon.